Does your brain freeze up when someone asks you on a Monday morning, "So, what did you do this weekend?"
Finding the right words to talk about the past can be tricky, but today we're going to make it incredibly simple. Welcome back to the Daily English Loop, the podcast where learning English is always easy, very natural, and incredibly fun. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Alex. We're so excited because today is Monday.
Monday, Alex. Usually people don't like Mondays. They feel tired after the weekend, and they don't want to go back to work or school.
That's very true. But Monday is special for English learners because it gives us the perfect opportunity to practice talking about the weekend.
I see. We can share stories about our lives. I love hearing stories.
Yes, and today we're going to learn exactly how to answer the most common question in the world. How was your weekend?
That's an incredibly common question. Every Monday morning when I walk into my university classes, everyone asks, "Hey Lisa, how was your weekend?"
Exactly. It's the best way to start a polite conversation on a Monday. But for language learners, sometimes it's hard to find the right words in English quickly.
Yes, because when we talk about the weekend, we have to talk about the past. We're describing things that already finished, yesterday or 2 days ago.
Correct. So today, we're going to tell you the stories of our weekends, and while we do that, we're going to look closely at the verbs we use, specifically past tense verbs.
That sounds perfect. I definitely want to tell you about my weekend. It was very interesting.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about it. But wait, before we start our stories, we have a small favor to ask our wonderful friends who are listening right now.
Yes, please. If you're enjoying our podcast and learning with us, please take a second to subscribe to the Daily English Loop channel. It helps us so much.
And please give this episode a like, a big thumbs up on your screen. It helps other English learners discover our videos. And don't forget to share it with your friends.
Learning English is always better when you do it with friends. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay, Lisa, are you ready to travel back in time and talk about the past?
I'm ready.
So let's start with a simple question. Lisa, how was your weekend?
My weekend was incredibly busy, Alex. I honestly didn't stop moving from morning until night.
Really? What did you do?
Well, on Saturday morning, I visited a huge art museum in the city. The architecture was absolutely beautiful.
That sounds very sophisticated.
It was. I walked through the galleries for 3 hours, and then in the afternoon, I painted a picture on a large canvas in my living room.
You painted a picture? Wow, you're very artistic.
I try to be. I really like painting, but I'm still a beginner.
That's okay. It's just for fun. So you visited, you walked, and you painted.
Yes, I visited, I walked, and I painted.
Listeners, did you hear that specific sound? Lisa said visited, walked, and painted.
Yes, there's a very specific sound at the very end of those words.
This is a huge secret for English verbs. For many regular verbs, when we want to talk about the past, we simply add the letters ed to the end of the word.
Ah, yes, regular verbs. I remember learning this rule in school.
Exactly. Visit becomes visited. Walk becomes walked. Paint becomes painted. It's a very easy rule to follow.
It really is easy. Just add ed. What about the word clean, like I clean my room?
Good question. Clean becomes cleaned.
Okay, so I can say I cleaned my paintbrushes on Saturday evening.
See? You're doing it perfectly. What else did you do?
After I cleaned my brushes, I listened to a really good podcast. I learned a lot.
There's another one. Listen becomes listened. This is great.
So I visited, I walked, I painted, I cleaned, and I listened.
You had a wonderfully creative and productive Saturday.
I really did. It was great. But Alex, what about you? How was your weekend?
My weekend was very different. It was mostly about relaxing. I stayed at home for most of it.
Stayed. Stay plus VD. I hear it.
Yes, I stayed home. I needed to fix some things around my apartment.
Oh, fixing things can be a lot of hard work.
It was a little tiring. I fixed a broken shelf in the kitchen, and I washed all the windows.
Fixed and washed. You were quite busy too.
Yes, but after all that hard work, I cooked a massive dinner for myself.
Cooked. What did you cook?
I cooked a huge pot of spicy beef chili.
That sounds delicious. I'm getting hungry now.
It was very good. I enjoyed every single bite.
Enjoyed. That's a great one.
So, Lisa, these words are very easy to use. Fixed, washed, cooked, stayed. These are the regular verbs.
Yes, they're nice and simple. They follow the rules. But Alex,
Yes, Lisa?
sometimes English is definitely not simple.
You're absolutely right. Sometimes English is very tricky.
Yes, because on Sunday, I didn't go-id to the park.
No, please don't say go-id. That sounds very funny to a native speaker.
I know, but go is a verb. Why isn't it go-id with an ed at the end?
Because the verb go is a rebel. It's what we call an irregular verb. It completely refuses to follow the normal rules.
A rebel verb. I like that description. So if I can't say go-id, what's the past tense of go?
The past tense of go is went.
Went. That's a completely different word. It doesn't even look like go.
It doesn't. W-E-N-T. Went.
Okay, so on Sunday, I went to a fancy bakery.
Went to a bakery. Perfect. And did you eated some delicious pastries?
No, not eated.
Correct. Eat is also a rebel verb. What's the past tense of eat?
The past tense of eat is ate.
Ate. It sounds exactly like the number 8.
Yes, I went to the bakery and I ate a huge warm chocolate croissant.
Yummy. So you went to a bakery and you ate a croissant.
Yes, and then I saw my friend Emma.
Ah, saw. That's the past tense of the verb see.
Yes, I didn't see-ed, I saw her.
You're a star student, Lisa. See becomes saw. What did you do with Emma?
We had a really long chat.
Had. That's the past tense of have.
Yes, have becomes had. We had tea together.
These irregular verbs are incredibly important because we use them constantly in daily conversation.
Yes, go, eat, see, have, they become went, ate, saw, had. We just have to memorize them, right?
Yes, you just have to practice them. When you're telling a story about your life, try to remember these special rebel words.
Okay, let me try another common one. Buy, like I buy clothes.
Good one. Buy is very common. What's the past tense?
Is it buyed?
No, try again.
Is it bought?
Yes, bought. It sounds like B-O-T, bought.
Okay, while I was at the bakery, I bought a loaf of fresh sourdough bread to take home.
Perfect. You bought bread. This is fun. It's like a matching game, regular or irregular.
It is. So let's look at your Sunday, Alex. After you cooked your chili, did you go to sleep?
Yes, I went to bed early and I slept for 9 hours.
Slept. That's the past tense of sleep.
Yes, not sleeped, slept.
Wow, Alex, your Sunday story was full of irregular verbs. Went, ate, slept.
It really was. But you know, Lisa, there's one more very important thing we need to teach our listeners about talking in the past tense.
What's that?
It's how we ask questions. When we ask a question about the past, we use a special helper word.
A helper word?
Yes, listen closely to this question. What did you do?
Ah, did. D-I-D.
Yes, the word did helps us ask questions about the past. What did you eat? Where did you go? Who did you see?
Exactly. We use did plus the normal present tense verb. Wait, so I should say, where did you go? I shouldn't say, where did you went?
Yes, you're so smart, Lisa. When we use the helper word did, the main verb stays completely normal.
That's a very, very good tip. It's a common mistake for learners to double the past tense.
So let's practice. Lisa, where did you go on Saturday morning?
I went to the art museum.
What did you eat at the bakery?
I ate a chocolate croissant.
Did you paint a picture?
Yes, I painted a picture.
Perfect! You have the full conversational formula now.
This makes me feel much more confident. Now, when my professor asks me tomorrow morning, "How was your weekend, Lisa?" I know exactly how to answer.
Yes, what will you say to him?
I'll say, "It was great. I visited a museum, I painted a picture, and I ate a delicious croissant."
That's a flawless answer. It's clear, it uses the correct past tense verbs, and it's an interesting story.
And then I can ask him, "How was your weekend, Professor?"
Yes, and then you must listen very carefully to his verbs. Notice if he says watched or went.
I'll listen carefully. Listening to native speakers is the best way to practice.
Lisa, before we finish today, I have a very funny story from my weekend that I forgot to tell you.
Oh, please tell me. I love your stories.
On Saturday, while I was washing my windows, I dropped my soapy sponge.
Dropped. That's a regular verb. Did it fall on the floor?
Yes, it fell on the floor. Fell is the irregular past tense of fall.
So what's funny about dropping a sponge?
Well, my cat, Barnaby, was walking past. The wet sponge fell directly onto his head.
Oh no, a wet sponge on a cat? Was he angry?
He was so confused. He ran away very fast, leaving a trail of soapy bubbles all over my living room rug.
Oh, a bubbly rug. Did you clean it up?
I tried. I scrubbed the rug for 20 minutes.
Scrubbed. Regular verb. Good job.
But there's still a slight soapy smell in my living room.
Well, now your apartment smells very fresh. See, Alex? Even a silly accident with a cat makes a great story and is excellent English practice.
Yes, I dropped, it fell, he ran, I scrubbed. Stories are everywhere in our daily lives.
They truly are, and our listeners have stories too. I'm sure everyone did something interesting this weekend, even if you just relaxed on the sofa.
Relaxed is a great regular verb. But Lisa, what if they read a book? The verb read is very strange.
Oh yes, let's tell our listeners about the verb read. The word looks exactly the same, R-E-A-D, but we pronounce it differently depending on the time.
Yes, in the present tense, we say reed, which sounds like a green reed growing in a river. But in the past tense, we say read, which sounds exactly like the color red.
For example, I read a book yesterday. English spelling is crazy sometimes.
It is, but that's why we love it. It's like a puzzle. So, Lisa, we talked about regular verbs like cleaned and painted. We talked about irregular verbs like went, saw, and ate. And we talked about using did for questions.
I think our listeners are completely ready for Monday morning small talk.
I think so too. They can walk into the office or the classroom with total confidence. Lisa, did you buy any new art supplies this weekend?
How did you know, Alex?
I guessed. You love painting.
I do. I bought a set of new watercolor paints on Sunday afternoon.
Bought. Excellent use of an irregular verb. Were they expensive?
They were a little bit expensive, but art supplies are always a need, not just a want.
Very true. Well, Lisa, looking at the clock, our time is almost finished for today.
Oh, that went by very fast. Went fast.
It did. I loved hearing all about your weekend, your art museum trip, and your chocolate croissants.
Thank you. It's always so nice to share stories.
It is. Friends share stories. So, to our wonderful listeners, now it's your turn. We want to hear from you.
Yes, we have a fun homework assignment for you. Please scroll down to the comments section below this video or audio track.
Tell us, what did you do this past weekend?
Did you stay home? Did you visit family? Did you cook a big meal? Try to write 1 or 2 simple sentences using the past tense verbs we learned today.
Please don't worry about making mistakes. Just try your best to tell us your story. We absolutely love reading your comments from all over the world.
We really do. It makes us so happy to see you practicing.
And please, if you liked our chat today, subscribe to the Daily English Loop.
And share this episode with a friend who is also learning English. Maybe you can practice asking each other, "How was your weekend?"
That's a brilliant idea. Practice makes perfect. Thank you so much for listening today, everyone. Have a wonderful, productive week.
Yes, have a great week, and good luck with your English practice. Bye-bye.
Bye for now, everyone. See ya.